Hi folks, Dr. Don. No, this is not Monday morning, it's Wednesday morning. I'm behind. Life happens to us all. Anyway, just a few minutes here to go over Module 5. And in Module 5, we're going to be introduced to the two-sample hypothesis test. Back in Module 4, we did a one-sample test, which we compared the average, the mean of a sample of data to some benchmark value that we have attained some way. Now we've got two samples, and we're trying to compare the means of those samples. And we are given 3 lessons here. One is an introduction, which goes over the basic framework for doing these two-sample hypothesis tests. And then we're given an example of independent samples. These are 2 unrelated samples. We're going to pair, the price of Fords to the price of Chevrolets. Okay, and a related sample. One example of that, a common one, is the same person on a before and after of a training program, for example. But there's other ways that they can be related. And then we've got an Excel challenge problem, and then the learning materials. Now these learning materials are basically the videos that they show you in these 3 lessons. And again, it's recommended that you get these 3 things done by today. Hope your life is going better than mine. And then you've got this Excel challenge assignment, which is just like similar to the one we had last time. And I want to mention that in particular, I had a number of students last time submit Excel files, most of them, but I had several that they didn't actually have any calculations. They had just somehow found answers and then they pasted the answer in. Now, in some places that might be okay. Business world, that's really not okay. You will find, I think, if you get out in business world and you're doing any type of analysis, you need to make your work reproducible. You need to make it understandable. What did you do to get this answer? When you just paste in an answer into an Excel spreadsheet with no formula, no link to something else, no explanation how you got it, then that's not really reproducible. So that's a bad practice to get into. Think about making your work reproducible. In this case, have the formulas in your Excel that you turn in. You can use additional worksheets if you need, but make it possible for the reviewer, your boss maybe, or your senior coworker, to be able to look at what you've done and then feel comfortable that it's reasonable, or maybe spot check you and find out pretty quickly that you made a bobo. So don't just paste in answers. It's got to have formulas. It's got to have a link to the worksheet where you did it if you don't do it in that particular one. Okay? Very, very important that you learn that. Reproducible work.